I told y'all in the last video, the season is over. Why? Because now the players have checked out. Some people were arguing with me in the comments. I tried to tell you all, a lot of the team is checked out. I've played college football. I know what I'm talking about. I just can see beyond stats, okay? That offensive line, don't give a shit, okay? The all offensive scheme is completely effed, and that is evident. That's why Shedeur got knocked on his ass so many times, and now he was out of the game. He didn't make it to the second half. It is 42-7 at the halftime. I'm not staying up for the rest of this. The reason why I have so much passion and irritation in my voice is because even with them being checked out, there's still an amount of effort, and those kids have packed the season in, and that's just the bottom line. I told you all the season is over. The bowl game is not happening. They're gonna go to Utah next week, and I expect very similar to the next thing. I also expect sweeping changes on the offense in the spring, like over the next month and a half. I think there will not be an offensive lineman on this team that will go into the spring except for Tyler Brown. Okay, I mean, they may go through it, but at the end it'll happen where they'll say, look, you're gonna have to find another home. All right, you're not gonna be playing with Colorado anymore, because it is that anemic, it is that bad. The offensive staff, the offensive line, if you get rid of every offensive lineman, the offensive line coach has to go, and that's his homeboy. That's Coach Lewis's homeboy, so I feel like they're going to be gone. Whether Pat Shurmur stays, I don't know, but what I do know is it is a complete failure at protecting their quarterback. Complete failure. In the first series, Shedeur got sacked. Now, I will say that first one was a little bit on him. He held the ball a little too long, but the rest of the game, from that point forward, from that first sack to however many sacks before he got knocked out of the game for the second time before halftime, that was on the offensive staff. Why was it on offensive staff? None of those linemen, it's like they forgot their offensive linemen can't block like that. They think their linemen can block one-on-ones, and that is not what's evident. They have not done that for the last few weeks, if at all. You have not given any chip blocks. You have not given any running backs to knock those defensive ends off. You have not helped those left tackles. The fumble, the sack that caused the fumble where they returned it to a touchdown, that left tackle was by himself. Left or right tackle, whatever. It might have been his right tackle. By himself, got beat around the edge. He was slow, tight hips. That's what he's been. Shedeur gets hit as he's trying to throw the ball. Ball's on the ground, they bring it back for a touchdown. I'm not gonna do the same particular breakdown, because I'm not even gonna go through that crap, because they didn't put forth the effort. That it's not really worthy of being broken down, is what I'm getting at. When Shedeur was on the ground, most of the time the receivers picked him up. That was concerning. Shedeur stayed on the bench. It was my first time seeing Staub this season, the backup. I think they say he played in Nebraska, but it was still crazy to see him playing meaningful minutes that early on in the game. I felt like Shedeur wouldn't come back in at that point, but he did. He ended up getting a snap too early, wasn't paying attention. Some defensive line put a knee in his back or head area. He headed to the locker room. At that point, the game was already over. I mean, I think that point it was 28-7. Blender's prime commercial where there were glasses being sold to me while it was 21-0 or 21-7, excuse me. I was thinking, sheesh, hey man, now's not the time, buddy. I don't know if y'all were expecting this to be a competitive game, but now's not the time to try to sell me some blenders. Then it went on to 35-7. Then it went on to 42-7. The season's over. None of the team was good or great at all. The offense was a disappointment. Defense was below average and got worse because they were on the field a lot. And the special teams gave up a special teams touchdown on one of the slowest kick returns I've ever seen in my life. So, the only thing I take from this game that's good so far is Travis Hunter. I mean, he had a 46-yard touchdown. It was a beautiful thing. His body control is crazy, super, super crazy. It's very, very much advanced. But that's about it. That was the only good highlight of the whole entire game. They don't have a good backup quarterback. He's limited in his play options, and that was shown before halftime. The season's over. Heritage Sports.